Fibre to the farm is definitely a feasible option for rural New Zealand. The key thing is that the technology now is developed that is really going to enable that. You know, the improvements in laser technology, the improvements in fibre technology now with bend and sensitive fibre. I think the experience that North Power has had in terms of rolling out fibre on the North Power network in the urban environment does really help us quite a bit actually get that vision sort of realised. Essentially, you're going to get the same connectivity that what you would have in a urban environment with fibre, and that speeds up to a gigabit per second. And with the later technology coming through in the next 3 or 4 years, even beyond that could be possible as well. So you're also really future-proofing it. But what it does do, of course, with some of the increased sophistication coming through what's happening in the dairy farm area, with the automation and some of the new technologies being developed for future farms with greenhouse gas capture and all that type of thing, it does give them a lot of access and monitoring capability having this fast type connection. The other thing, of course, very, very important for the rural communities is access to obviously the entertainment, the schooling, the e-commerce and e-health and all those sorts of things as well. And so you can't really get that digital divide developing. And the fibre to the farm would certainly go a long way in terms of resolving that. Yes, we have spoken to quite a number of the farming community. We're getting very strong signals about that. We haven't gone out fully on it because of the land access issues, and we're working through the possible solutions. But I think we're at a stage now where really the industry, and this is the telecommunications industry, and 2ANZ and those types of organisations, and your own organisation, it's about time for them to start to do some heavy lifting in this area. We've got some solutions and some ideas, but there has to be a lot worked through with alliance companies as well, of how this is all going to work and how it's going to work with Chorus and the other LFCs and things like this, because it's a concept that we're looking at to solve a problem. And so it does need a lot of discussions. And that's why I think it's important, because of the fact you're working close to the high voltage lines and because of the pole loading data, issues. That's why it's important that the actual lines companies actually end up owning this particular piece of infrastructure, because the voltage is close to, and also just the engineering aspects of that as well, and the maintenance aspects. But we've proven North Power that a lineman, can handle fibre, no problem at all. We trained up one as a jointer to do our overhead joints in about 6 weeks, and he was a stunning success. So the skill level is there, and it's just a matter of training, and the whole thing's very complementary how it would all fit together. But let's say approximately, it probably cost you probably at least three times as much. You might be able to get less than that to service a farm in terms of a per premise passed based on poles. But it depends a lot on the density of that rural environment as well. Okay, so there's a lot of factors that come into this. So there is an increased cost in that, and that's what I mean. But it's not a big value when you take the value of what a farm is as well. So, and that's where that capital contribution would be important to actually get this thing over the line. But really, when you look at it, what are the alternatives? And that's the big issue, because the reality is putting fibre on poles is about a quarter of the cost of putting it underground. And I think there needs to be a discussion, obviously with the rural community, councils and things like this, and the lines companies on a way forward. But what we're really sort of proposing is, I think, a very viable solution to that digital divide.